Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am really glad you're here. Today's date is Friday, December 30th, 2022. We're getting close to the very end of 2022. And in this video today, I want to first of all, I just want to ask you a question. As you listen to this, consider the following virtues, which would mean traits that we could have, and see if you find any of them objectionable. Love, joy, self-control, faithfulness, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness. I don't find those virtues to be controversial at all. Recently, former child actor and active born-again Christian media personality, Kirk Cameron, wrote a book for the publisher called Brave Books, and the title of the book is As You Grow. That book does not mention God or religion. It simply is intended to be a beautiful story that would be acceptable to any human about growing up and embracing and developing those virtues, which are also called the fruit of the Spirit. But he doesn't use that in the book either, apparently. Now, I say apparently because I went to Brave Books when I heard, and I'll explain what I heard and where and that kind of thing. I went to Brave Books to check out that book. I have a grandson, and I may still buy it, but I thought that the price point was just way, way too high. It was $22.95 plus shipping. And, I thought, nope, that's just a little too special for me. So Mr. Cameron's been making the news because he offered to do public readings of that book as part of, the promotion, and just because he sincerely believes that those values and virtues are integral to having a healthy, beautiful planet, which I totally agree with. And library after library refused him. And he was asking to do this as a story hour, kind of, the opposite end of the spectrum of the drag queen story hours that libraries are involved in. And he and his publicist have well over 50 refusals. But one library, possibly just simply not to be subject to lawsuit, let him host a story hour yesterday. On the 29th of this month, Kirk was able to read his book for a story hour for the Indianapolis Public Library. The turnout was incredible. They had thousands of people there with their children wanting to hear him read this book and in support of this effort. And I will show you, there's numerous articles. All you have to do is a simple search, but I'll show you one that talked about it afterwards and mentioned how successful it had been. Okay, so according to this website, thepostmillennial.com, it was breaking news yesterday that his book reading drew record numbers of parents and kids. The Indianapolis Public Library originally refused to host him. Some of the refusal letters that Mr. Cameron and his publisher have mentioned that the values that he espouses weren't in alignment with theirs. Yet in a book that doesn't mention church, religion, and God and talks about those virtues, I kind of don't see why that would be a problem. I applaud this effort. I do. I make no secret of that. I think it is inspired, not just to promote a book, not for that reason, but rather than trying to convince libraries not to host a drag queen story hour, why don't more people offer to come read for a traditional one and have healthy, if that's how it's viewed by the families, options to the drag queen story hours? I think that's just a beautiful thing to do. It's a very peaceful way to provide healthy alternatives to in a different end of the spectrum for parents that want to partake in activities like that, or would if they knew they were available and the agenda was healthy. In fact, as I make this video, I plan next week to call my local public library and offer to read some Dr. Seuss books or whatever they choose, you know, they want me to share or willing to have me share, and host a story hour or two in my local community and fill up one of those spots so that there is someone with good intention reading gentle children's books to little children. So I wanted to ask the universe about this situation with the book, okay? I want to get it. I'd like to know respectfully, is there information about the drag queen story hours that are so popular? Is there information the universe wants us to share about those? And is there is the plan of offering some alternatives a good way to proceed and deal with it? So what's up with these drag queen story hours, and is offering more mainstream alternatives a good option to peacefully resist? Let's see what the universe has to say. Okay, so what does the universe want us to know about the drag queen story hours that are becoming quite the event nationwide, and is offering options a good way to go? Okay, we have the Eight of Cups, Judgment, Nine of Wands, Five of Cups, the Sun, Four of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so our question to the universe was, what's up with the drag queen story hours, and is offering healthy alternatives a good way to go moving forward? The Eight of Cups indicates our question. We were wondering, how can we turn aside from this imposition of values that we possibly don't align with? I mean, what's up with that? And the Judgment card is showing here, okay? There's been too much of a push to normalize things and introduce concepts to children before they are ready. And Judgment card showing up for that, okay? Now, when the Judgment card shows up, it is a major arcana. It's a card that talks about not only reviewing past choices, for example, of libraries to host a drag queen story hour and make that so popular, but it's about choices and renewal, okay? Unfortunately, it can also be a card of harvesting. So I worry about what the intent was to harvest, even possibly just the innocence of children, okay? Remember, we're told by 17 that we're in a war for our DNA. And who has the purest DNA? Our little ones, especially before they've completed their jab schedules, okay? I think the recent past is shown by the Nine of Wands, okay? This fellow is very determined. I think this is our family values, our virtue values that have been dismissed, and there's been a not so covert war on them. And he's standing firm and ready to keep fighting if that's necessary. If this is you and your family and your loved ones and your values, keep standing, be determined. Let's look ahead. In the present card, we've got the Five of Cups. Now, lots of cups showing up in this read. Cups are emotions. They're the water sign and they're emotions, okay? So yes, this is an emotional topic. On the one hand, we want to be open and loving to every person, okay? But we need feel no shame that we want to protect our little ones and decide as families when concepts or alternative lifestyles or what have you are introduced to our little ones, okay? A lot of emotion going on with this. There's been some sadness. Now, near future, we're getting a yes as far as this is a great way to go. I'm glad I felt inspired to call my public library and offer to read during the story hour. I will do that, okay? The sun showing up, which has, look, a little innocent life indicated on it. And the sun is a success card, a love and joy card, a victory card. So this is the way to go. It isn't necessary to petition and advocate for something to end. It's to continue to provide healthy, loving alternatives so that people can make have options and know that people will quietly and lovingly and gently and kindly stand up for values that they believe in. Okay, a little offsetting of that as far as further information and insights go is the Four of Cups. It looks like there may be another alternative simply besides offering to post and read at story hours that we can pursue. So I don't say that I know what that is at this point. It just looks like we definitely were overlooking that as an option to pursue if we didn't like our libraries having that kind of a focus, okay? But there may still be other options that are kind and gentle and loving that we could consider. And we're getting that Ace of Cups, that Ace of Pentacles, just saying, yes, this is a really good and healthy way forward to offer things at the other end of the cultural spectrum. Okay, we've got, this is our divine energy card, okay? This, it's not just off-world, and off-world is, it's divine. And so, yeah, we're getting a nod here that this is an effort. We've got the Ace of Pentacles here saying, yes, yes, yes. Move forward with this idea, and it is being divinely supported. And it's just, this is always, this card, the main thing this card stands for is firm foundation. So yeah, the idea is on a firm foundation, and if your values you feel are on a firm foundation, especially those virtues I was talking about earlier, this is an excellent way to proceed with those. Absolutely. So those of you that enjoy reading to children, consider calling your local library and offering to read. If you happen to be the author of a children's book, I am speaking specifically here to Cynthia Lee, who recently had her children's book published over in Palmer, Alaska. And I'm going to encourage her specifically, because I know she watches my videos, to call both the Palmer and Wasilla Public Library and offer to read that book during a children's story hour. You should do that, okay? If you have the time and you have the means and energy to get to your public library and do this, please do it, okay? We don't have to boycott, or loudly boycott offerings that a public forum has. We can simply make sure that healthy alternatives, alternatives that are the other end of the cultural spectrum are also given fair time and a chance to be heard. And I think then the results and the attendance and the support will speak for themselves. I really do. In the meantime, let's protect our little ones and their DNA and their innocence. And let's strive to let families have the final say on when big hot topics are introduced, when information is shared, and that when they decide when the concept of childhood need to be expanded into the real world and adult topics. Let's not let institutions make that choice for us. That's it for this video. And thank you so much for your time. I don't take it for granted. And in these last days of 2022, I look forward with joy and anticipation to 2023. And let's be smiling and hopeful as we say goodbye to 2022. It was an interesting year with some big events, and London Bridge, the Georgia Guidestones are gone, the Trump subpoena was withdrawn. There's been some good things that happened this year, and there'll be even more next year. I know it. I know it. So until next time, love and light. Bye, everybody.